Let's get comfortable on our mat and root down through your sit bones. Come into a comfortable seated position, whether it's butterfly, lotus, half lotus, or even having your legs stretched out or in a kneeling position. It's all up to you. I just like to feel comfortable. And let's take 3 deep inhales through our nose, and we'll exhale through our open mouths. And if you want to sigh on the exhale to let anything and everything that doesn't serve you anymore out, please do so. Okay, inhale. Growing long and tall on that inhale. And exhale. Allow your upper body to relax. If you want to round your entire back and even drop your head down towards your mat or lap, then you do so, please. And be gentle with your spine and gentle with your body. Inhale again. And last time. And then root down through your sit bones, straighten your spine, relax your shoulders away from your ears, relax your forehead, your hands are placed around your belly button on your belly. We're going to inhale for the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 6, inhaling, expanding your belly, pushing that belly button away from your spine for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Pull the belly button back towards your spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale, expand that belly all the way up to your diaphragm. 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 6, 5, 4. Pull your belly button back. 2, and 1. On the next inhale, expand your belly. 4, 3. Pull that breath all the way up into your ribcage, expanding your ribcage. 1. Sit a tad bit taller and exhale, pulling your ribcage slightly together. 5, 4. Belly button back. 3, 2, 1. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. 4, 3. Pull it up into your rib cage, expanding it. 1. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3. Belly button back. 2. And 1. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3. Pull it up into your rib cage. 2, 1. And exhale, contract your ribs. 5, 4, belly button back. 2, and 1. And take your hands and place them lightly on your collarbones, inhaling into your belly. 4, 3, pull it up into your rib cage. 2, and then all the way up to your collarbone, sitting up even taller. And exhale. 6, 5, contract your ribs. 3, belly button back. 2, and 1. Inhale into your belly. 4, 3, into your rib cage. 2, and all the way up to your collarbone. And exhale. from your collarbones, contracting your ribs, belly button back, 2 and 1. And last time, inhale into your belly, 4, 3, pull it up into your rib cage, 2, and all the way up to your collarbone, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, 6, 5, contract your ribs, 3, belly button back, 2, and 1. Place your hands left and right of your thighs and just go wander inside of your body and see how you feel. Did that breathing calm down any action going on in your body? And has that monkey chatter in your brain or in your mind slowed down or even disappeared completely? Relax any possible tension in your hips and in your thighs. And take your hands in front of your heart center. Your thumbs lightly touching your breastbone. Lower your forehead down to your fingertips. And think of something very, very special for today, this special day, affirmation, dedication, or mantra. And then repeat it to yourself 3 times. And then take your thumbs up to your forehead and allow that mantra or dedication or affirmation to settle in your mind as well. And then take your hands down to your heart center. Open your eyes, wriggle your fingers, get the blood flowing, rotate your wrists in both directions, interlace your fingers. Inhale, reach your arms up. Feel that stretch all the way from your hips, along your rib cage, into your arms, and all the way up into your hands. Look up to the ceiling. Cracking noises in your spine are okay. Exhale, move your hands down, palms facing up, slightly pulling on your hands so that you can feel the stretch across your fingers, palms, and wrist. If you want to rotate your shoulders back so you get a nice opening across your chest, tuck your chin down towards your chest, and then you'll get that stretch across your shoulder girdle and along your neck as well. Keep the core tight. Inhale, going up again. Filling your lungs beautifully. Reach up, look up to the ceiling. And exhale, come down again. Rotate your wrists so that your palms are facing up. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. And keeping that core tight so that you don't fall into a hollow back. On the next inhale, let's go up again. This time, reach your arms behind your shoulders. So you'll feel the stretch on the inside of your upper arm and inside your shoulders. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. Keep your core tight so that you don't fall into a hollow back. Exhale, come on down. Reach your wrists down, tug on them. Chin goes down towards your chest. Very good. On the next inhale, just rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Take your arms out to the side, palms facing forward, same direction as your nose, spreading your fingers wide so you can feel the stretch between your fingers across your palm and along your arm. Keeps your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Keep reaching out until you feel that stretch all the way along your arm, maybe even all the way into your shoulders. And then on your exhale, reach your arms around, hug yourself, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Drop your chin down towards the chest. Either pulling on the shoulder blades or the shoulders. Feel that stretch in between the shoulder blades and along your neck. On the next inhale, reach your fingers out again. And now move your arms behind your body, keeping your arms horizontal, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, core is tight so that you don't fall into a hollow back. Feel that fleshy bit in between your shoulder blades being squeezed. And on the exhale, hug yourself, different arm on top this time, pulling your shoulder blades away from your ears. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Exhale. Try to make your exhale longer than you inhale with each exhale. Very good. On the inhale, reach your arms out again. Palms are facing down. Tuck your thumbs down towards your palm and then form a fist with the other fingers, reaching those arms out. So you'll feel that stretch in your shoulder already. Now pull your fists down. Shoulders are relaxed away from your ears, and you'll feel that stretch across the top of your hand, in your wrist, and maybe just at the bottom in those tendons reaching down to the bottom of your elbow. Keep pulling those fists down. 2 more. Last one. Very good. Relax those fingers open. The fists, wriggle those fingers and take the arms down next to your thighs. Rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Very good. Place your right hand next to your thighs. Fingers are nicely spread. We're going to inhale, reach that left arm up. Really reach it up, pulling that shoulder out, reaching that arm up. So you'll feel your rib cage extending. Your left sit bone is rooting down into the ground. And on your exhale, we're going to bend over to the right side, keeping your shoulder open so that you'll feel that stretch on the side of your rib cage. If you feel you can bend even more, your hand is pulling your left hand. Walk your right hand away, bending your elbow. You might be able to rest the right bent elbow on the mat, depending on how flexible you are. Sideways, be gentle. It's still early in the morning. On the next inhale, come on back. Exhale, place that left hand onto the floor next to your left thigh. Inhale, reach your right arm up, pulling your shoulder up towards the ceiling, rooting down through your right sit bone. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend over to the left side from your hip. Your arm's not hanging there like spaghetti, but it's actually pulling. If you want to move further in a bigger bend, move your left arm over to the side. You might even want to bend that left elbow. Your gaze is straight forward or even up towards the ceiling, and you'll feel the difference in the stretch depending on where your gaze lands. If you look up towards the ceiling, you'll feel it more in your iliosacral joint or in the backside of your right hip. On the next inhale, let's come on back. Exhale, place your right hand down onto the mat. One more time on each side. Inhale, reach up on the left side, rooting down through the left sit bone. Exhale, move over to the right. Pulling on that hand. Imagine somebody's standing next to you, gently tugging on that left wrist of yours. You're firmly pressing your right hand into that mat, giving you some leverage so that your left sit bone does not come off the floor. On the next inhale, come on back. Exhale, left hand down onto the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up. One more time. And exhale, bend over to that left side. Your right wrist is pulling and leverage is coming from your left hand to root your right sit bone into the ground. Very good. On the next inhale, come on back and rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Reach your arms out again, palms facing down. Your core is nice and tight to keep you in an upright position. We're going to exhale. We're going to slightly start turning over to the right. Start with smaller movements. You'll feel it. Your right arm is pulling you back towards the back of your body, and your gaze follows your right hand. On the inhale, come on into the center. Exhale, move over to the left. Your gaze follows your left hand behind your body. Inhale, come on back. We're going to go 2 more on each side. Exhale to the right. Maybe you can twist a bit more already. And inhale, come to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Last time on the right. Keep those arms nice and horizontal and stretched out. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Drop your arms, rotate your shoulders again. Work out any possible kinks. Then uncurl your feet and come into tabletop position. Be gentle with your spine. We've been sitting for quite a while. Let's do 2 cat and cows here. Make sure that your knees are under your hips and your knees are hip distance apart. Your wrists are under your shoulders. We're going to inhale, tailbone comes up, drop your belly down, open your chest, look up towards the ceiling, pressing your hands firmly into the mat. And then exhale, curl your tailbone under, round your back slowly. Get your upper back towards the ceiling and then dropping your head down to the mat. Again, firmly press into the mat so you can push your shoulders up towards the ceiling. And then lifting your tailbone, dropping your belly, opening your chest. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling, pulling your shoulders back towards your tailbone. And exhale, curl your tailbone under, rounding your back, pressing firmly into that mat with your hands, drop your head. On the next inhale, come to a flat back, curl your toes under, tighten that core. On the next inhale, let's push up those knees from that mat, hovering them above the mat. Your upper back is slightly round. You're gazing down straight towards a spot in between your index fingers. The more you can splay your fingers, the bigger the area is that's going to carry your upper body weight. And on the exhale, lower your knees down, flatten your toes. Let's come into child's pose, lowering your abdomen or chest down on towards your thighs, dropping your forehead down towards the mat. And walk those fingers away from your body. Your arms are active. And feel that stretch from your tailbone all the way up to your shoulders. And on the exhale, allow those shoulder blades to pull down towards your tailbone, sliding your hands gently towards your body. Inhale again, walking those fingers away from your body, feeling that stretch from your tailbone all the way to your fingertips. Your shoulders move closer to your ears. And then exhale, sliding those hands towards your head and allowing those sit bones to rest on your heels. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths, allowing the entire backside of your upper body to bend over those thighs. And allow your body to sink into those thighs. Last inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, lift your forehead off the mat. Look towards your hand. Come back into a tabletop. Walk those hands about 30 centimeters away from your upper body. And then exhale. Allow your chest to move down towards the mat. Your sit bones move up towards the ceiling. Come into puppy pose. You'll feel that stretch along the upper inside part of your arm, along your inside shoulder, and across your chest. If you have neck issues, look left or right so that it doesn't feel too strained in your neck. And we're going to stay here for 3 breaths as well, lengthening those back muscles from your sit bones all the way to your fingertips again. Allow your body to sink down on the exhale. Last inhale. On the next inhale, look towards your hands, lift your chest off the mat, take your hands back under your shoulders, and then take your right hand and just scoot it under your left arm, coming to rest on your right shoulder, taking your left hand about 10 centimeters away from your nose, and your thumb is on the same level as your nose. Get a 90-degree angle between your left underarm and upper arm, and then gently press into that hand to open up your chest. You'll feel the twist in your upper body. The majority of your weight should be on your right shoulder, and your gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Your head is resting on the mat. On the next inhale, come on back to center, tabletop. Place the majority of your weight into your right hand. Your left hand scoots under your right arm. Place your left shoulder down onto that mat. Take the right hand, place it about 10 centimeters away from your nose. Your thumb is on the same line as your nose. Again, your right arm this time has a 90-degree angle between the lower arm and the upper arm. Gently press into that right hand, pressing that right shoulder behind your body. Your head is resting on the mat, and your gaze travels up towards the mat. The majority of your weight is on your left shoulder, and you'll feel that twist in your upper body. If you feel a twist in your lower back, just tighten your core to protect it and to reduce any possible pressure down there. On the next inhale, come on back into tabletop, placing your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, tighten your core, push up, and stretch that left leg out. Both heels are pressing to the back wall. Your big toe of your left foot is gently pointing towards your right heel, so you're closing your left hip. Gaze down towards the mat. Keep holding. Lower that right knee a bit more down towards that mat. It doesn't matter where you have that left leg, whether it's just hovering above the mat or it's perpendicular to the mat, whatever feels right to you today. On the next exhale, place your left foot down, stretch your right leg out, both heels pressing to the back wall. Here as well, the right big toe is slightly pointing towards your left heel to keep your right hip nice and closed. Keep that core nice and tight. Lower that left knee a bit further down towards that mat. Inhale, exhale, replace that right foot. Take your knees out to the edge of the mat. Lower your feet and come down into a wide knee child's pose. If you do not want to lower your upper body, just press firmly into your hands and push your shoulders back towards the tailbone, so you'll feel that added weight and leverage down in your lower back. Your tailbone and your sit bones want to move down towards that floor. If you want to go full on wide knee child's pose, walk your hands away and allow your chest, chin, or forehead to travel down towards the mat. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. Here as well, if you have neck issues, look left or right, placing the weight of your head onto the side of your head or to your temples. Allow your lower body to travel down towards the mat, relieving any possible tension in your iliosacral joint just across your lower back or even your lower abdominals. And last breath. The next inhale, look towards your hands and slowly move on back. Scoot your knees together. Lower your head down to the mat into child's pose, moving your arms left and right of your thighs. And we're not going to rest here. On your next inhale, I'd like you to roll up slowly, pressing your knees firmly into the ground. Roll your spine up, vertebra for vertebra, squaring your shoulders, lengthening your neck, and bringing your head up to look straight. Very good. Take your hands in front of your body, tuck your toes under, and let's come up into our first downward facing dog. Walk that dog to get those hamstrings nice and long. And while we're walking this dog, let's get the alignment correct. So our fingers are splayed, our hands are shoulder width apart. Our upper arms are rotated out. Our shoulders are squared. And our shoulder blades are pulling down towards your tailbone. Your sit bones want to reach up towards the ceiling. The head and neck is easy and your gaze is down towards your thighs, knees, or shins, depending on what angle you are taking today. Your feet are hip distance apart. And let's find some stillness in this downward facing dog. You'll feel your intestines dropping towards your ribs, which is fine. If you want to increase the movement, pull your belly button back towards your spine on your inhale. Trying to allow those sit bones to gaze up towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch in the hamstrings increase. If you have your heels down onto the ground, attempt to raise your toes off the mat, increasing that stretch in the lower hamstrings and in your shins. Engage your quads by pulling your kneecaps up towards your thighs. Give your head a bit of a shake and a nod. Now lower your toes down onto the mat again. Inhale, look towards your hands, and we're slowly going to float into a plank, moving those shoulders away from the ears on our way forward. Your legs are engaged, your core is engaged, your upper back is slightly rounded, and your heels are pulling back towards the wall. Exhale, float back into a downward facing dog. Use your core muscles to pull yourself back. Inhale, float into a plank again. 2 more of these. Exhale, pull yourself back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into a plank, moving those shoulders away from your ears, and from your shoulders down to your toes, your body is engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, come forward into a plank. Take your right hand under your center line and open up into side plank onto the left. If that is too much for your right wrist, place your right knee down onto the mat and drop your toes down, reaching your left hand up towards the ceiling, pulling like a starfish. Your feet can be either parallel or stacked. Make sure you're pressing your right hip off that mat. Exhale, come to center, come into normal plank. And then twist over, taking your left hand under your center line, open up towards your right. Your right arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. The left hip is being pushed away from the mat. Here as well, if it's too much, place your left knee down onto that mat, nonetheless reaching your right hand up towards that ceiling. If you have your feet parallel, they can be either parallel or they can be stacked. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back into plank. And then push back into downward facing dog. Walk that dog. Give your head a shake and a nod. Taking your ankles, knees, and hips along. If you want to take your shoulders along, giving your entire backside of your body a beautiful stretch. The more you twist to the left or the right, you might feel it in the outside of your thighs and your hips. And then come to center, find some stillness on your next inhale. Look forward and walk or hop towards your hands. Take 2 fists next to each other and place them in between your feet. That is hip distance apart then. Grab hold of your elbows now and allow your upper body to just hang there. And while you're hanging there, I'd like you to see where most of your body weight is. Is it more in your heels? Then most probably your glutes will be hanging behind your feet. If it's more in your toes, then your head will be far ahead of your toes. So try to sway backwards and forwards, and maybe even from the edge of your feet to the arch of your back of feet to see where is my weight. And then try to get equal amounts in left and right foot and across both soles. Allow gravity to pull your shoulders and head down towards that mat, feeling that stretch from your heels all the way along your hamstrings, glutes, and all the way down your back. Let go of your elbows. Bend your knees slightly and roll up to a standing position, vertebra for vertebra. Be gentle with your spine. Your head comes up last, reaching your fingers all the way up towards the ceiling. Take your shoulders along, feeling that stretch from your hips all the way up to your fingertips. Exhale, take your shoulders away from your ears and place your fingertips or your hands in front of your heart center into Anjalina Mudra. Come to the top of your mat. Big toes slightly pointing towards each other, heels apart. Everything from your belly button down is nice and tight. We're going to inhale, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold, either straight leg or bend your leg slightly. Inhale, come into half lift, pull your shoulders away from your ears, look straight down to the mat. Exhale, take your hands down onto the mat, step back into plank with your left foot. Exhale, bending your elbows really close towards your rib cage. Come down into Chaturanga. Inhale, rotate your shoulders back. Come into upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, pulling yourself back into downward facing dog. Aligning it perfectly, pulling your shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. Your feet are hip distance apart. On the next inhale, look forward, hopper step towards your hands. Come straight into a half lift. Straight legs, straight back, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, hands reaching up towards the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades down. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. Very good. Step back into Warrior One with your left foot, 45-degree angle. Your right foot can be towards the edge of the mat if you feel wobbly. Bending your right leg. The majority of your weight is in your right foot. Make sure that your knee is above your ankle and not in front or behind. You'll feel that stretch from your left ankle all the way up into your quads. Slightly tilt your pelvis forward, tighten your core. Inhale, reach your hands up and allow yourself to sink down into that movement. If you cannot sink down, move your right foot forward a bit. Keep the core tight and then gently open your chest a bit, pulling your shoulder blades down towards your tailbone. Very good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull down a bit. Push that left heel into the mat. You'll feel that stretch in your Achilles tendon. Very good. On the next inhale, come to center, come into goddess. Inhale, move over to the left into Warrior One. Left knee is in the front now. Move your foot over to the edge of the mat. If you are wobbly today, your right foot is a 45-degree angle. Pelvis is tilted, core is tight. Open that chest a bit, reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Very good. Inhale, come back into center. Come into goddess. Inhale, move over. Come into Warrior One last time. And then exhale, take your hands down onto the mat. Come into plank. And exhale, Chaturanga down. Inhale, rotate your shoulders back, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward towards your hands. Hopper step towards them. Come into half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, hands up, shoulders down. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. Open up into Warrior Two. Your right knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Your right heel aligns with the left center arch of your left foot. There's weight in the outer corner of your left foot. Allow your pelvis to sink down perpendicularly. Reach your arms out, horizontal, parallel to the mat. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and look to the middle finger of your right hand. Make sure that your right knee doesn't fall in. You'll feel it in your lower back. Move that right knee back towards the right edge of your mat. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, allow that pelvis to sink down a bit more, feeling that stretch in the right inner thigh. Very good. Inhale, come into goddess to transition over to the left side. Left foot, left heel is in alignment with the right center of your right arch. There's weight in the outside of your right foot. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Look to the middle finger of your left hand. And exhale, drop your pelvis down. Feel that stretch in the left inner thigh. On the next inhale, come back to center. Come into goddess. And then come over to the warrior two on the right side one last time. Pressing into that right foot, allowing that right thigh to really work. And on the next inhale, move your hands down towards the mat. Exhale into plank. And then all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, rotate your shoulders backwards, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's give that dog a nice stretch. Reach those sit bones up towards the ceiling. On the next inhale, look forward, hop or step towards your hands. Come straight into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart center. Very good. Step your left foot back. Going to go into reverse warrior. Your right foot can come to the edge of the mat again if you feel wobbly. We're in the warrior one foot stance. Your left foot is a 45-degree angle with your toes facing the same as your nose. Lower or bend your right leg. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Inhale, reach your right hand up. Feel that stretch from your hips all the way up towards your fingertips. And then exhale, bend back. Either look up towards the ceiling or look down towards your left ankle. And feel that stretch. Your arm is pulling. You'll feel the stretch in your left ankle and in your right hip. Very good. On the next inhale, come to center, come to goddess. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, come over to the left side. Left knee is bent. Right hand goes on to right thigh. Inhale, lift your left arm up first. And then exhale, bend that left arm behind your body, coming into a reverse warrior. Look up or back towards your right ankle. Make sure that you keep that bend in your left leg, feeling that stretch. Inhale, come to goddess. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come to reverse warrior on the right side one more time. Place your left hand onto your left thigh. Reach your left hand up and exhale, bend back, looking up or back. Feel that stretch. Bend that right leg. On the next inhale, come forward. Exhale, place your hands down onto the mat. Step back into plank. Inhale and exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, rotate your shoulders backwards, coming up into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, use your core to pull yourself back into a downward facing dog and walk that dog. Excellent job. Walk that dog. And check your alignment in your downward facing dog. Your fingers are splayed, their hands are shoulder width apart. Your upper arms are rotated out and your shoulder blades are pulling down towards your sit bones. Sit bones are glimpsing up towards the ceiling. Your feet are hip distance apart and keep pedaling those feet. And then find some stillness. And then raise your feet all the way up to the tiptoes, keeping the upper part of your body still in downward facing dog, giving your sit bones a better chance at glimpsing the ceiling. And then lowering those heels down. On the next inhale, lift that left foot all the way up towards the ceiling, stretching that left leg. Toes are pointed. Close that left shoulder. We're still in a downward facing dog. Raise your right foot up onto the toes, extending that stretch across both inner thighs. Then lowering your right heel, bend that left knee, drop your left ankle behind your body, opening that hip. Glimpse under your right arm, you might see your foot. Feel that stretch in your right inner thigh. And your upper body or chest wants to travel down towards your right thigh. On the next inhale, stretch that left foot up again. And then exhale, bend that left knee and take it towards your nose in a three-legged plank, scrunching those core muscles. Inhale, reach the left foot up towards the ceiling again. Exhale, drop that left foot down towards the mat and just walk that dog, feeling the left side nice and long. Find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Raise your feet up to those toes, giving those sit bones a glimpse of the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blades down towards those sit bones too. Drop the heels down. Inhale, lift your right foot up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog. The right toes are pointed and they're reaching up towards the ceiling, pressing firmly into your hands, lengthening those arms. Feel that stretch across both inner thighs. Lift your left foot up onto the toes. And then drop the heel down or the foot on the left side. Bend your right knee and drop that right ankle behind your body on the left side. Square your right shoulder. Glimpse under your left arm, you might see your foot. Feel that stretch. And remember, your upper body wants to move down towards your left thigh. On the next inhale, reach that the right foot up towards the ceiling again. And then exhale, bend that right knee towards your nose. Come into a three-legged plank, scrunching your core muscles, pressing firmly into your hands. Inhale, reach those right toes up towards the ceiling one last time. And then place that right foot down towards the mat. Pedal those feet, walk that dog around the park. Take your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders along, lengthening the entire backside of your body. And then come to find some stillness in your downward facing dog. On the next inhale, look forward, hop or step towards your hands. Come straight into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Take your shoulders down, away from your ears, and take your hands in front of your heart center. Very good. Come down onto your mat. We're going to go into a reverse tabletop just to open up the entire front side of our body. Place your hands behind your body. Your fingertips are facing your glutes. Your thumbs are touching. Fingers are splayed. Your feet are about hip distance apart. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to open that chest and then rotate your shoulders back, firmly pressing your hands into the mat. On the next inhale, you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. You can drop your head between your shoulders. If that is not comfortable, just look along the front side of your body. Firmly press into the soles of your feet and into your hands. You'll feel the stretch in your upper arms, obviously in your thighs and across your psoas. And with every inhale, try to press those hip bones further up towards the ceiling. Make sure you keep that purple balloon squeezed in between your knees to protect your iliosacral joint. Inhale, reach up some more. Last inhale, reach up some more. And exhale, slowly lower your glutes down towards that mat. Walk your feet a bit away from your glutes and then allow your upper body to fold over your thighs and drop your head in between your knees. Be gentle with your spine. And now let's go into a reverse bend forward. Drop your head down. Allow gravity to pull it down towards the mat. Your hands can be either placed alongside your hips with your palms facing up or left and right of your ankles, palms facing down. Wherever it feels more comfortable, one is opening the shoulder and the palms facing down is closing the shoulder. 2 more breaths here. And last breath here. Let's go back into that same arm position. You can leave the feet where they are, a bit further away than where they were before. And now I'd like you to have your palm, your fingers splayed again. We're going to go into evil arms just to work those shoulders and upper arms because we did quite a number of planks. Now, what you need to watch out for is that your elbows don't fall. They don't fall out. Keep them together. Imagine somebody's actually tied them together. So we're going to inhale. Fingertips are pointing towards your glutes. We're going to inhale. We're going to open our chest. And we're going to rotate the shoulders back. And then we're going to bend our elbows. And you'll feel that stretch across your anterior deltoids, along your arms. Press your palms firmly into the ground and move down, bending those elbows. If you can't feel anything, come out of that move, walk your hands further away from your glutes, and then bend your elbows a bit more. You can squeeze your knees together if you want to. If the stretch across your anterior deltoids and your tricep is too much, you'll feel that stretch definitely in the front of your shoulder, which is your anterior deltoid. And don't forget to breathe. Most of the time, if something hurts or is too much, we stop to breathe. So rather exhale into that beautiful burning stretch. We're going to stay here for another 2. You can keep adjusting. If you feel that your body's getting used to the stretch, walk your hands back or bend your elbows a bit more. And 2 more breaths here. And the last one. And on the next inhale, slowly come on back and allow your upper body to rest on your thighs again. This time I would recommend to allow your shoulders to round down and have your hands behind your glutes, palms facing up, and allow your head to drop in between your knees and feel gravity pulling those shoulders down towards the mat, giving the front side of your shoulder relief. And 1 more breath. And exhale. On the next inhale, slowly come on back up. Let's come into butterfly pose. Your soles of your feet are firmly pressing together, and the distance between your heels and your groins about the length of your upper body. What we're going to do is we're going to relax our entire upper body, and the head is going to trend towards this beautiful little cavity that forms in between the 2 arches of your 2 feet. So I'm going to turn around so that you can see. It's a hip opener, so in case you were wondering. So we're going to inhale. Root down through your sit bones and lengthen that spine. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to start rounding from our tailbone, and then your lower back, and then your upper back. And then your arms are going to scooch past your feet, palms up or down, doesn't matter. No force here. And then you're going to just try to get that head close towards your feet. If you need to move your feet further away from your body or closer to your body, please do so. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you're bent at 10 degrees, that's fine. When you've reached the maximum bend of your spine, allow your head to relax down towards the mat. So you get a nice rounding up in your neck spine as well. If it feels uncomfortable because you're hovering somewhere above your knees, either stack your fists on top of each other so that you can rest the lower fist on your feet and the upper fist is a rest for your forehead. If you have a block or a book handy, then do so. I'd like you to be able to loosen or relax any possible tension that might pop up in your hip. So if you have your hip carrying your upper body weight, obviously you can't relinquish that tension. I'm going to stay here for 5 nice breaths, and you will feel that with each and every exhale, the muscles in your lower back will soften and lengthen. Your hips will soften and widen, and the outside of your hips will soften and hence will allow your upper body to bend even further down towards your knees. Relax your lower abdominal muscles as well to allow a full curve in your lumbar spine. Three more breaths here. Two more. And last inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, place your palms onto the ground and slowly come into upright seated position and be gentle with your spine, using your hands to walk your body closer above your hips, and then straighten that spine, square your shoulders, lengthen your neck, and raise your head. Use your hands to move your knees closer together, cross your knees, and just sway from side to side just to close your hip joint. Then cross your knees the other way around, swaying from side to side, and then scooch down to the lower end of your mat so that you have enough space to come to lie on your back. Bring your knees up and your legs up as well. Obviously, cross your knees and either hug your knees towards your chest, so close your hips even more. You'll feel it on the outside of your hips. If that is not enough, grab your ankles or your feet and gently pull on these. Pull the feet down towards the mat, lengthening your neck, tucking your chin down towards your chest, and pressing your shoulder blades firmly into the ground. On the next inhale, uncross and cross your knees the other way around. Here again, hug your knees towards your chest. If that is not enough to feel that stretch in your outer hips, take hold of your ankles or your feet. Lengthen that neck by tugging your chin towards your chest. Press your shoulder blades firmly into the ground and move those ankles or feet down towards the mat and towards your hips. Feeling that stretch in the outer side of your hips and in your piriformis. Tiny muscle in your glutes, which causes a lot of pain at times. On the next inhale, come back to center and simply hug your knees towards your chest in such a way that your tailbone comes off the mat, and then move your forehead towards your knees, curling into a ball. Exhale, open that ball, place your feet firmly onto the ground, take your hands left and right out like a T, your palms are facing down, and just gently sway your knees from side to side. And then drop your knees over to the right, look over to the left. Feel that stretch across the left ribs and in your left hip, and consciously allow that left hip to grow heavy and release any possible tension that you're holding in both inner thighs. Most of the time, if your knees are over on the right, your right inner thigh will be contracted. So if you let that go completely, your right thigh might actually drop down onto the floor. If you don't get enough of a twist in the position like this. Take your right ankle, place it on the outside of your left knee, gently applying some pressure here as well. Let go of any possible tension or muscle action going on your left inner thigh. So that will allow your left hip to pop up a bit, and you'll be able to stretch the piriformis, the psoas on your left side. And the next inhale, come back to center, and exhale, drop your knees over to the left, look over to the right. Again, same thing here. Allow tension to drop out of your right hip and let go of any possible muscle tension, keeping that left inner thigh contracted and left leg above the mat. If you need a bit more of a stretch, take your left ankle, place it on the right outer side of your knee, gently pushing down on that knee, allowing that right hip to open, and you'll feel a stretch in your psoas as well. On the next inhale, come back to center. We're going to go into a shoulder stand. So move your knees towards your chest, and then your elbows are left and right of your ribs. Lift your pelvis up, scooching your elbows close together, and your palms are firmly supporting your lower back. The more or the closer you can scooch your elbows together, the less weight you'll have on your shoulders. See that your chin is tucked towards your chest, lengthening that neck spine, and your toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Try to get your legs to move away from your body so that you'll feel that weight in your elbows. On the exhale, drop those toes behind your head, bending at your hips. Your hands are still supporting your lower back. If your toes can touch the ground behind your head, then you can let go of your lower back and interlace your fingers behind your body. Don't look left or right anymore the minute you have weight on your neck or shoulders. Lengthening that neck. Pull the ears away from the shoulders and press your arms and hands firmly into the mat, giving you leverage to push the pelvis further up towards your nose. Feel that stretch in your lower back. Your neck region is being stretched beautifully. Engage those legs, pulling the kneecaps up into your thighs. And here again, like in any positions, the longer you're in an asana, you'll feel the muscles softening and lengthening. In this position, especially from your sit bones all the way down to the top of your head. On the next inhale, let go of your interlaced fingers. Place them as a support against your lower back again. Bend your knees and gently squeeze the knees against your temples. Still lengthening your neck, tugging that chin towards your chest. And on the next inhale, we're going to go up into a shoulder stand again, extending those toes up towards the ceiling, reaching them up, and move those legs away from your face. So they're trending to the bottom side of your mat or away from your body. Inhale, reach your toes up. Exhale, bend those knees down towards your nose, and then slowly allow your spine to roll down onto the mat. until your lumbar spine is on the mat. And then just gently hug your knees towards your chest and sway from side to side. And then while you're stretching out your legs, take your hands and scooch them under your tailbone. We're going to go into fish pose, the reverse pose of what we just did. Lift your upper body, take your elbows under your body, and then slide over the top of your hands, bending your head back, opening your throat and chest up towards the ceiling until the top of your head can reach the mat. A beautiful arch from your lower back across your chest to your shoulders. Your toes are pointed. Breathe deeply into the belly, expanding the front of the belly and also the back muscles in your lumbar spine. And then take your hands away from under your backside. Reach those hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. They're on the height of your chest. The toes are pointed. Now we're going to lift those legs off the mat. Keep the core nice and tight. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower legs down, hands down, and extend your back onto the mat. And then take your arms out like a T again. And just sway your hips from side to side. If you want to scooch your heels closer to your pelvis and move your knees from side to side, then you do so. Exhale, stretch the left leg and hug your right knee towards your chest. Toes of both feet are pointed. Extend your neck flat onto the back by tugging your chin towards your chest and pull that right knee towards your chest. You'll feel that stretch across your lower abdominals. And if you actively pull your left leg out of your left hip socket, you'll feel that beautiful stretch in your psoas. Firmly pressing your shoulders and your lower back into that mat. On the next inhale, change sides, hug the left knee towards your chest, toes pointed on both feet. Increase the tug of that left knee towards your chest and pull that right leg firmly out and away from your right hip socket. Neck is flat on the back, shoulder blades too, and lumbar spine too. Feel that stretch in your psoas on the right side. On the next inhale, take your legs up, come into bear pose, flexing feet and hands. Legs are engaged. Find an angle between your lower and upper body so that your core does not have to work. And most of the time when we stretch our hands up towards the ceiling, our shoulder blades will come away from the mat. Actively pull them down towards the mat again. Imagine the ceiling is coming down. We definitely do not want to get squashed. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shake it all out. Ankles, wrists, elbows, knees, whatever wants to be shaken is going to be shaken out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower your arms and legs down onto the mat. Your palms are still facing down. Get your arms out at about a 45-degree angle or even more. And we're going to inhale deeply into that belly, arching that lower back. Pull that breath up all the way into your rib cage, moving your chest up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly allow that upper back to lower down onto that mat. And then gently press that lumbar spine into the mat, which will automatically tilt your pelvis up slightly, which will give you a stretch in your psoas again, and maybe even in your lower abdominals. And we're going to inhale again, arch that lower back, filling that belly with air. Pull the breath up into your lungs. And move that chest up towards the spine. If you want to go even further, raise those shoulders off the mat so that you have the weight just on the back of your head. And then lower those shoulders down onto the mat, lower the upper back onto the mat. And allow the lumbar to press gently into the mat, tilting your pelvis. Last inhale, arching your back, arching your chest. And then on the next exhale, just allow your spine to find its natural curve. And turn your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Allow your ankles to fall out. Allow your breathing to find its natural rhythm. With every exhale, your body gets heavier. With every exhale, your body sinks deeper into that mat. Your feet and your ankles relax. Your shins, your calves relax. Your knees, your thighs relax. Your hips, your lower back relax. Your belly, your chest relax. Your arms, your wrists relax. The palm of your hands, your fingers relax. Your neck, the back of your head relax. Your forehead, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows relax. The tip of your nose, your lips, your tongue relax. Your lower jaw, your chin relax. Your cheeks, your ears relax. the entire backside of your body. Relax. The entire front side of your body. Relax. Surrender the entire body weight to your mat to sink deep down into the center of the earth, where you're carried, protected, and safe. With your next inhale, bring your attention back into your body, on your mat, and take a deep breath into your belly, expanding the top of your belly towards the ceiling, and then start wriggling your fingers and toes, just bringing small movements back into your body. With your next inhale, raise your hands above your head and give your body a nice stretch from your fingertips all the way down to the tip of your toes. And when you're ready, hug one knee after the other towards your chest and gently sway from side to side, activating nadis left and right of your spine, Ida and Pingala. And then roll over to your right side and come into embryo pose, your foreheads gently scooching down towards your knees, allowing that sensation to settle in your body. And when you're ready, come up to a comfortable seated position with your sit bones gently rooting down into the mat. Lengthen that spine one more time, relaxing your shoulders away from your head, and ease your face. There should be no tension in your body. Just go scan from head to toe. And if you encounter any tension or sensation that doesn't sit right with you, connect with it on your inhale and let it go on your exhale. We're going to do 3 lines breaths. We inhale through our nose and we exhale through our open mouth. You're more than welcome to stick out your tongue or even screw up your facial expression. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Take your hands in front of your heart center, thumbs gently touching your heart center. Lower your forehead down to your fingertips in gratitude for your time and effort, and recall that dedication or affirmation or wish or mantra from the beginning of the class. And repeat it in loving kindness to yourself 3 times. Then move your thumbs up towards your forehead, grounding that thought in your head. Love is in your thoughts. And take your thumbs down to your lips. Love is in your words. And take those thumbs down towards your heart, where love resides. Allow that feeling to spread throughout your emotional and physical body. And let it reach out into the world and touch as many people as you wish today. And then slowly open your eyes. Thanks for joining my class.